What is going on, everyone? It's another edition of the Deuce Vodka pregame show. I am Josh. This is Jay. We have got a lot to be excited about in oil country today. We got McCentury to talk about. We got playoff hockey to talk about. We're even going to do some Hart Trophy talk, Jay. I know maybe to the dismay of Oilers fans because they would argue that the conversation's already wrapped up, which it is wrapped up, but I think that just for the reasoning of good television, Jay, we should talk about it a little bit because the conversation has started a little bit this week about the Hart Trophy, but
people that are seeking attention are having a conversation.
Yeah.
This is open and shut.
Exactly. As always, we love it when you are a part of the show. Make sure you throw in some comments on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're tuning in today. As always, this is brought to you by Deuce Vodka. So, Jay, obviously, the big story is...
Oh, actually, I got a backstory.
Okay,
Normally, we have a bottle of Deuce Vodka here to show you. What happened was I got a text, and the bearded Brad needed a bottle of vodka for a Neon Nation bombs.
Oh!
And he was by Little Brick, and he asked if he could pick it up. And I said, you may, because we have to keep that guy going, because he is doing just a tremendous job. Started the Neon Nation bomb movement, and just how it's catching fire and how we're seeing it across the network. It is awesome. I love the community for this stuff. Yeah. That is where the bottle is right now.
Man, the bearded Brad, he's got his influencer boots on lately.
Big influencer.
He's gonna start having brands coming to him, being like, "Hey, can you help promote us? We want to get up and we want to get a conversation going around our brand on Twitter." So,
100%.
Hey, any brands that are watching this, reach out, bearded Brad. Anyways, Jay, obviously McCentury. Oh,
McCentury.
Was it? We'll talk a little bit more about it after our good, bad, and oily. But when the Oilers got that 5-on-3 for you, was that was it wrapped up in your mind at that point, or was it already wrapped up when he scored 2 minutes into the game?
It was wrapped up then. The stage was set for him to have a big night, and he's been having a bunch of big nights in the last 3 weeks here. So just to see him come in and score as quickly as I did, I was like, it's happening.
Literally,
it is happening.
When he scored that quick, and it was such a Connor McDavid moment because he rips the puck. It goes between, I believe it was Edler's legs, someone, and then goes in off Demko's junk. And he looks back at the ref, and the ref looks at him, and then the ref signals goal, and everyone's like, "You got to be kidding me!" We're 2 minutes in, and that's a McPoint. And then Twitter's going wild. We're on the Oily Boys intermission extravaganza. We're losing our minds. We'll talk more about the McCentury. Jay, tying into Saturday night's game. Let's do our good, bad, and oily. You, sir, can start with your good.
Well, it's hard not to just praise McDavid for the feat of the McCentury. Let's think about that. He's on pace for 150 some point season, which in this NHL is crazy. That type of performance is like a 200-point performance in the 80s.
I was going to say, did you guys talk about this on Real Life today? I think I might have walked in when you guys were discussing this briefly, but would you consider 150 in today's NHL a good comparison to 200 in the 80s?
It's hard and it's easy at the same time to say yes to that. Because it doesn't happen anymore. Now it's 110, 115 is a huge season. Yeah. And the fact that he's on pace for 150, he might get 110 points this season.
Is it not crazy to think that, I don't remember when it was early 2010s, I don't remember exactly what the year was, that Jamie Benn won the scoring race with 87 points.
Yeah.
And McDavid just surpassed 100 points in 56 games.
Nuts.
Absurd.
It's nuts. It is so nuts. Remember, Oilers fans, we need to be grateful for what we are watching because it is magic.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so your good is McDavid.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. My good, obviously McDavid is one of them, but my good, I'm going to look at Leon Draisaitl. He records his 500th career NHL point. In doing so, his third consecutive game with 2 goals. Like, this is exactly the Leon Draisaitl that you want to have heading into playoff, Jay, because this guy's scalding hot. 11 goals in his last 14 games.
He takes on a different persona in the playoffs. And the fact that he is scoring at will right now, and we know that the beast is about to awaken come playoffs, it's looking good. As Connor likes to call, and I think we need to embrace this more. He calls him Leo.
Does he call him Leo?
Leo.
Oh, Leo.
Leo the Lionheart.
Hey, and let's not forget a few years ago, 2017, when the Oilers were in the playoffs, and Leo had that famous playoff hat trick at Rogers Place. So if we can expect that coming in this year, we'll be very, very happy. Bad, Jay, if you don't mind, I'll start it off. I'm just going to say bad luck. It's just bad luck for Kyler Yamamoto right now.
Oh.
And, you know, there's people tweeting out like, I don't know if Yamamoto will ever score again. He's like, he's got the Patrick Russell curse on him right now.
Yeah, he sure does.
And it's just, it's frustrating because he's all around the puck, but it just won't go in.
It's going to happen. You know what? It's going to happen at the right time. Playoffs. Because here's the thing. And this, I guess this will spin into my bad. I've got 2 bads now because of this point. So the first bad I want to get out of the way is, the bad is, it's a shame no one was in the building for the McCentury.
Very true.
And like, we're in a pandemic and we're not in the building for the right reasons. But like, it's just a shame, such a feat. Like the building, the roof would have popped off. Like, it would have been so good. And then like there was, anyways. But to go on to that, the thing we need to watch out for, that's been, Connor's been on an absolute heater these last 11 games.
Yep.
I bet you he's been in on 95% of the goals.
Yep.
That's not that good. Like, that's a testament to how good McDavid is.
That's true.
It's a testament to how awesome he is. But like, going into the playoffs, like 3 points a night can't be something we expect because it's tougher, tighter check in hockey. So hoping to see the depth kind of wake up, and here's a great opportunity these next 3 games.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point. I was just going to say, does it not seem like even, I don't know, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 games ago, the conversation wasn't even this much around Connor McDavid, but we were also talking even more about just like some of the random guys that were chipping in more often. You know, Jujhar Khaira, Alex Chiasson, Devin Shore, and now it just seems like you just said, over the last 5, 6, 7 games, like nope, it's just McDavid.
But it's also like McDavid's like, I'm getting 100 points. So like this is happening. So I will assist or score every goal that needs to happen to make it so.
Yep. Oily.
Well, you've already kind of pumped him up, but like my Oily is Leon. Like, he is a well-oiled machine right now. He is scoring at will. That goal to make McCentury happen. What a shot! The 1T is ready. Yeah. So he's just been oiling out 2-goal performances like it's going out of style. So something we got to be super pumped about, especially getting hot at the right time.
For my Oily, I'm gonna say. It's a 2-part Oily. I'm going to say the camera person that was in the corner that snapped this picture, and then I'm going to say the Oilers bench in general, because if you haven't seen it yet, it's a great picture of the entire Oilers bench when McDavid is doing his flyby after he scored his 100th point, and like, that is a bench that was fired up to see McDavid get 100. You could literally go through and pick out each guy's face. Like, McLeod had the biggest smile he's ever had. Devin Shore looked like he was about to like run around the building. Jesse Puljujarvi was making the most wild face of all time. Like, if you just went through and looked at each guy's face, man, they were fired
you have to show
up.
me this photo. I haven't seen the photos.
You haven't seen this photo?
I haven't seen the photo yet.
Oh, it's a great picture. It's a great picture.
Like, once again, this is a great thing. Like, the team, these are all good signs.
Yeah.
The team wanted it, and they were just as happy for Connor to get it as Connor was to get it.
Yep.
And like, these are good signs. The room is in a good place, and that's what I'm happy to see, especially coming into playoffs.
Okay, I'll pull up the picture after. I was going to try to show it to you now, but okay, let's jump into some questions here. We got already coming in on Facebook. Lots of people rolling in on Facebook. We want you to be a part of the conversation, so make sure you chime in. Nils says, good evening, fellas. Chris says, what's up, boys? Sorry I missed the last couple shows. Chris says, Hart Trophy talk. Is there even a discussion? No, Chris, there's not. But
the discussion is there isn't discussion.
Yeah.
But people are trying to have a discussion.
Yeah, here's some sad info. Nils says, I'm still mad at myself. Last game was the first game I've missed all season because I had to do stuff at noon Sunday, and it was a 4 a.m. game, and it was the McCentury game. Nils, tough, man, tough. But I have confidence that you won't make that mistake again come playoff time. I have confidence. Even if it is an 8 p.m. game and it's 4 a.m. in Germany. Chris says, any hashtag dog park insider information, Jay?
No, nothing yet. Gonna be hitting it, well, maybe later this week because I think they come back.
Yep.
But I'll be pounding the pavement come playoff time.
Yep. Chris says, book it. McLeod scores his first NHL goal today. Hashtag hot take. Ferda Oil says 150 points. Translates to like 220 in the ADC says.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. Like, it's hard to say it's Gretzky-esque because Gretzky is Gretzky, but like, man, McDavid, he's so good.
Yep.
He's so good.
Chris says, how do you guys feel about Smith going into the playoffs? And that comment had 4 likes. We'll touch on that. We'll talk about that lots during our question segment. So we're gonna put that one on the burner.
Okay.
Couple more questions here. Taylor says, I have a bottle of vodka for I'm 29 years old today. Happy birthday, Taylor.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
Happy birthday. Okay, next headline, Jay, is McCentury is here. We already talked about it. Let's just jump into the next headline.
We all knew it was happening. The minute the watch started 10 games ago, we knew McDavid was going to make it happen.
Oh, actually, here's a good comment from Taylor Sim. He says, does Leon score more than a rig pig at the ranch on payday? Yes. Guy scores a lot. Carson says, rest Connor for playoffs or let him play the next 2. And that is perfect for our next headline, what to expect for the Lions, Jay. We heard it this morning, Dave Tippett's press conference, that he said they're going to monitor the next 3 games, and it'll kind of be a moving target when it comes to what you're going to see in regards to resting players, playing players. The way he made it sound is essentially they're going to play. McDavid, Draisaitl, they're all going to play down the stretch unless a little bit banged up, and unless they come to the coach and say, you know what, maybe not. But the way it looks is that they have no plans on resting McDavid or Draisaitl.
Well, and it's just because of the schedule. They play tonight, tomorrow, and then they have the next 3 days off, and then play again Saturday. So, like, they've got to play Saturday because there's 4 days until they play again. Like, you got to keep everyone in game shape. So I just think you're going to see them just rolling 4 lines pretty equally because it's now about getting the rest of the team going.
Yeah.
Getting them fired up, getting them feeling confident going into playoffs.
Yep.
And whoever made the comment with Ryan McLeod goal.
Chris.
I support it. I hope it happens tonight. He has definitely scored before the end of the season.
Brooke says, don't rest him. Let us know in the comments right now.
Yeah.
What would you do with McDavid and Draisaitl, maybe even Nugent Hopkins, Darnell Nurse?
Just like
what are you doing with those players coming down the stretch?
16 to 20 minutes a night. And then the 20 minutes is because maybe there was like 5 power plays.
Yeah.
Because like you don't want to just give power plays to people that aren't going to be paying the power play. You want your unit feeling fine-tuned. So get Connor out there, have him finish the season with 110 points. And, let's party.
Obviously, the conversation is easier when it comes about resting Connor McDavid because he's already hit the 100. If he hadn't hit the 100, if it's game 55 and he's still sitting at 98, the conversation's a little different. I know Dave Tippett probably doesn't, play that in too much to whether or not he's going to play a player, but they're happy.
He wanted Connor.
They're happy they got him to 100.
Dave, my boy Dave was pumped for him to get it done as early as he did. But I just think they're just going to manage their minutes a little bit because it's like we don't need to win these games. Granted, I feel like with Montreal being as decimated they're going to win. Oilers are going to win tonight just to maybe get confidence in beating them. So
Mills says keep them in rhythm. If stuff happens, it happens one way or another. Yep, you can't worry about guys getting banged up. Gregor made a great point on the radio today is that if you worry about that kind of stuff happening, just don't. It's hockey. Stuff happens. Just play the players.
Like if we played 4 games this week, I would definitely say rest. But we played 3 hockey games over the course of, what's that, like 10 days?
10 days?
No, it's that's not a lot of hockey, and it's easy to fall out of shape.
Yeah. And you can kind of say that you're happy that the Oilers have this situation coming down the stretch here. Like, it's nice that they've played a lot of games here, so we're going to have not that many games in a long time stretch here just to, have time to rest. But Janet says, I feel like resting McDavid is not a bad idea. Give the guys a chance to prove they can win without him. Ryan says, the question is, will they really play Saturday if playoffs are set? Yeah, it'll be interesting. Come Saturday night, if 1 through 4 is set, it means nothing. Yeah, it will be. But It'll be interesting.
I think they still play. Just
I don't
treat
think
it
they
as like a
do.
preseason
I don't
game.
think they will. I
But then,
genuinely.
but then you're talking about then it's like an 8-day break.
I don't think that one game would make a difference like that, though. You know what I mean? One game heading into playoffs like
a
that.
long break.
It's a Saturday night game. They're playing against Vancouver Canucks. Like, really, do you think Tippett is be like, yes, I think him playing this one game will get him in a better rhythm heading into the playoffs? Like, I really don't think I could see that happening. I really,
we'll see.
I just don't think that's like, I just don't think that would make that much of a difference. You know what I mean? Chris says, play them to get them the points. Another question that we should touch on, Jay, is we're talking.
Sorry if you can hear that car alarm outside.
Yeah, you might be able
Buzzing
to.
out there.
Yeah, oh, the city's alive. The city is alive.
Electric playoffs, baby.
Playoff season. Jay, before we jump into our Deuce Vodka player modes, the question I have for you is, we're talking about resting players. Let's talk about players that arguably this 3-game stretch here coming down to the end of the season, because with 3 games remaining, 2 against Montreal, 1 against Vancouver, who's got to have a good 3-game set? Like, who needs to get going here?
Well, it'd be nice to see Yamamoto get going. The guy's so snake bitten. We got to have him feel a little bit of confidence going into the playoffs. So hopefully he can pot. You know, it's not even like, if he can get like 3 points in the next 3 games, I think that'd be huge.
Yep.
One of the other things is just the bottom 6, have them start kind of entering a little bit of playoff mode and getting their mojo, because we're going to rely heavily on those 2 lines, because they're the ones that are going to be going out there wearing down the other team. So they've got a big job to do. And hopefully they can chip in a little bit offensively, which we need.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Who do you think needs to get going for the Edmonton Oilers? Is it Kyler Yamamoto, like Jay mentioned?
Zach Kassian.
Yeah, Zach Kassian. He's not going to have an opportunity to get going here, because if he does get game action, it's going to be right into the playoffs.
Yeah, get healthy, I guess.
Get healthy.
Get going in practice here.
Maybe that should be my Deuce Vodka mode, is get healthy, Zach Kassian. Okay, let's do Deuce Vodka player mode.
Deuce Vodka player mode is... I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say I just want the 4th line to enter playoff mode. I like the makeup of that line. They can do a lot of damage. They've got some offensive ability there, so I just kind of want to start seeing more from them.
Yep.
Because a good 4th line is very crucial in the playoffs.
Yep. I'm gonna go with 2nd line TikTok viral mode. Because as soon as you go TikTok viral once, there's a great chance that you'll have another video that goes TikTok viral. Shout out to Waz. Shout out to Waz, our TikTok genius.
Yeah.
But he can agree with me. As soon as you get one good TikTok video, there's a good chance, you'll gain a bunch of followers. You'll have another video that goes viral.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 2nd line, I want them to go TikTok viral mode, meaning I just want them to have one just out of this world game.
Yeah.
Goal for Draisaitl, 2 goals for Yamamoto, 3 assists for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Like, I just want that 2nd game to just have that 2nd line to have an outstanding game to just get them trending in the right direction.
I'm
for
with
playoffs.
you, because we need to have a 2-headed monster, and it's the dry line. So yeah, we need them clicking. I'm gonna admit it. I like his answer better than mine.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Jay, we just had some news come down the pipeline here. Saturday's game for the Edmonton Oilers has been rescheduled to 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time in the afternoon. So if you were planning on golfing on Saturday in the afternoon,
See you later.
I didn't mean that to you. I just meant that in general to the world. Yeah. So now Saturday's game, was supposed to be an 8 o'clock game?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's at 1:30 Mountain Time now.
Whatever.
Weird. Super weird. Anyways,
if the game meant something, I'd be upset about it, because I do enjoy a Saturday night 8 o'clock.
I do too, because then you can just kind of have your day, watch the game.
I went golfing in the rain. It was freezing, but I dressed accordingly. It was great.
Yeah.
And then ordered the pizza right when I left the golf course.
Nice.
It showed up at like 7:50. I got home at like 7:49.
Yeah.
By the time I got everything ready, plate full of pizza, turn on the TV,
Were
the game.
Soaking wet? Did you have good rain gear?
I got gear.
I need good rain gear.
I got gear.
If there's any brands, if the CEO of Nike's watching this, can you sponsor us and hook me up with some rain gear? Because I need rain gear.
I went golfing in Ireland, so you don't have a choice but to go and get good rain gear if you're going to play there.
See, I work at a golf course. Shout out to the Quarry. Great course. And I've worked in the rain so many times, and I still don't have rain gear.
I need rain gear. It actually makes it enjoyable. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. Evan says RNH and Yammer need to get it going. Cahood needs to find something as well. Sean says Koskinen needs to have himself a game tonight.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say that, but then I was just like, I know he's not even gonna be playing in the playoffs, so like I didn't care.
Yeah,
but yeah, for I guess for our sanity and for also Mikko's sanity, a solid bounce back performance would be nice.
Yeah, big time. Let's talk about the Hart Trophy, Jay. I made a tweet earlier today headlining what some of the, let's say, star players in the NHL have done over their last 14 games. So over his last 14 games, Connor McDavid has 36 points.
Okay.
Is that good? 36 points in 14 games?
Yeah, it's like a 900-point season to pace.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So
where would that put him in the league right now for the season?
Oh, actually, that's a good one. Let's look at it. So 36 points would put him in the top 85.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound that good.
That doesn't sound, I thought it was going to be higher.
You'd be like a top 10.
Wah, wah. Sorry, guys.
It's still good, though. It's still good. The point per game pace of that is absurd.
It's
But anyways, so over the last 14 games, McDavid 36 points, Austin Matthews 14 goals, which is actually pretty good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
He scored 40 in 49 games. Like,
yeah.
That is good. It's not Connor McDavid good, but it's good.
Hart Trophy favorite, according to some out of the Metro division, Sidney Crosby has 14 points in his last 14 games.
That's cute.
Yeah, that is cute. That is a good way to put it.
Crosby is a good hockey player, but
that's cute. Leon Draisaitl should not be underplayed. He has 11 goals in his last 14 games.
Stay hot, Leo.
Stay hot, Leo. And like a lot of those are multi-point games or multi-goal games. So there was a lot of games when he would have no goals, but then in some games he'd have two or three.
That's how he rolls.
Nathan McKinnon, 22 points in 14 games. Point per game. It's not bad. It's decent. And then Patrick Kane, a player that a lot of people were arguing could be in the Hart Trophy race, and then he shot that conversation down himself. 15 points in 14 games.
Like if he got Chicago to the playoffs, at least it's just to have a conversation. It would have been just worthy to mention his name.
Yeah.
But like none of that other stuff. Oh, it's all BS.
Yeah, it's all BS. We're not even going to touch on this too much.
The player that should be second in the running should be Leo Draisaitl.
Really?
Second in the league in scoring?
Yeah. Okay. As an Oilers fan, I want to agree with that. But Matthews 40 goals in 50 games or however many games. There's the freaking Horn again.
I know.
Someone needs to figure this.
The show's so hot right now.
The show is hot right now. Yeah, Draisaitl's having a great season. And like I don't want to punt Matthews here because this is an Oilers Nation
but it's
brand,
fine. But at least so you remove Connor McDavid, say, and then the Hart conversation would be Leo and Austin.
Yes.
And maybe Crosby.
Just because he's dragging the Pens into the playoffs right now. But like
dragging, like look at their roster. So what? Melkin was hurt for 20 games or whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't remember what that argument that guy made out of Pittsburgh was, but it was just absurd.
He was just doing his job, and he got the reaction.
So hard, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I heard on the radio today? Some guy at TSN Montreal said on Gregor's show that if the Oilers play the Habs in the first round, the Habs will have no issue with the Oilers. Easy lockup for the Habs. They said easy first round matchup for the Habs. Get the frick out of here.
Our regular season record would support that statement, but I think we would be more than a handful.
Yeah. Gosh, I hope they just pump the Habs tonight.
Well, here's the thing about the Habs, and where are we in the show here? Are we on to betting talk?
No, we're on Hart Trophy talk still.
We're on Hart
and then we're going to jump into some questions. So send some questions in.
Yeah. The Habs are banged up right now.
Habs are banged up.
So
no Drouin, no Weber, no Price, no Gallagher, no.
There's another person.
There's someone else. It's Weber, Gallagher, Price, Drouin.
Maybe that's it.
And Philip Deneau.
Oh yeah.
Shutdown defenseman Philip Deneau.
Yeah.
Philip Deneau. For like Philip Deneau. You're not stopping McDavid in the playoffs. That's pretty good, eh?
He's also for.
We're hot today. Okay, let's do some questions here and then we'll talk about betting. Chris says he is competing with Matthews. Okay, Chris, I would slightly agree. Alan says McDavid is competing with himself. Nils says it's McDavid. They shouldn't even hand out a second and third just to show how much better Connor is. So what do you think the voting will finish as then? McDavid 1, and then you think Draisaitl will finish 2, and then Matthews 3? Like, not looking at it from your perspective, but what do you think it'll finish as?
Well, it'll be Connor 1, and it'll be a mixture of Sid or Austin 2.
Yep. Mark Cheney says, what happened to Weber? Who's going to cross-check the Leafs? I don't know what happened to Weber. I just know he's injured.
Yeah, he's just, it's a wrist injury.
Don't forget to show the picture of the team celebrating Connor's 100 points, please. Oh, I can't show it on here. I could maybe tweet it out again.
I'll tweet it out.
I'll tweet it out on the
I
Oilers
need to
Nation.
see it.
I'll tweet it out on the Oilers Nation official Twitter account. Send in some more questions here, or else we're going to jump into our betting. Chris says McDavid, Matthews, McKinnon for his voting, what he thinks it'll finish as. McKinnon's having a good season.
He has. He's been hurt a bunch though, so that's why I'm not.
Yeah, he has.
Okay, sure. I love Nathan McKinnon.
So good, man. So good. All right, we're going to give a few minutes here for people to roll in with some more questions. While that's happening, let's jump into our betting talk. Jay.
Well, it's weird because, like, mathematically, the Flames have a chance to make it. If Edmonton can beat Montreal these 2 games and the Flames go undefeated to finish the season, they could get the 4th place, which is crazy. So it tells you that Montreal's going to try, but they don't have their goalie, they don't have their defenseman, and they're missing a shutdown guy up front and 2 scoring. Well, 2 hard-nosed guys. So they're decimated. So I'm just, and right now they've got it as a pick'em.
Which is absurd.
So
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Oh, we'll take it.
So,
I haven't bet in 3 months, but I might take that.
It's a decimated, it's a banged up Canadian squad. You know, Mikko, you gotta think Mikko's gonna have a bounce back game after that. He's mad. So even if we don't play that well in front of him, I think he's gonna play well. So if I was gonna guess, this is Oilers money line, and I would probably go under.
Under.
I'd probably go under.
Even with Allen versus Koski in the pipes, you don't think it's gonna be a shootout?
Well, I think Koski's gonna. I guess it all depends. Like how many power plays we're gonna get. It could easily be over. But once again, I don't bet the over and unders. So I'm just going. I'm going a little bit. For some reason, I just feel good about tonight. I'm going heavy on Oilers money line.
Michael Parker says, I haven't watched much of the other divisions. How do you think the North will fare when they cross over?
That is such a good question, and honestly, we don't know because each division is essentially playing a different style of hockey.
Yeah.
And we will find out which one can solve or beat the other when the Final Four gets...
it's going to be wild,
It's going to be wild. So, like, you got the East that's just, like, heavy hockey.
Yeah.
You got us, run and gun. West is kind of like a mixture of that. Or Pacific, and then the Central is, I don't know, I guess a lot of skill in the Central. So it'll be interesting to see how it translates because I saw some stats out there to kind of make it seem like everyone thinks the North is beer league, but I would suggest that it's not.
Yeah, I've seen,
So like it's weird. It's just easy to shit on the North because we're the Northerners. We live in the North. Just shit on the North.
Yeah, I like if you look at it from a points percentage wise, the North has 3 teams in the top 15 and 3 teams in the bottom 15. Mm-hmm. It's a split division across the other teams in the league. So it's not like it's like 5 of the teams are in the bottom 10. It's not. It's not crazy. Obviously.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because it'll be interesting to see which brand of hockey will make it to the end.
Yeah. Yep. Nil says, what do you think about the Jets? What do you want to see from them in the last few games? Well, the Jets are terrible.
I just want them to stay imploding. It's the Jets can be a worthy adversary. Like they're playing way worse than what they are.
Yeah, they're 2-8-0 in their last 10.
They're definitely not getting hot at the right time.
No. Garnet says, you work at the quarry? Gorgeous course. Yes, I do. It is a gorgeous course. Chris says, back to Smith. Thank you for reminding me, Chris. Let's talk about Mike Smith.
He's ready.
He's ready?
He's ready for the playoffs.
Yep. Nominee today, the Edmonton Oilers nominee for the Bill Masterson Trophy. Well-deserved, Jay. In your opinion?
Well deserved. He's a guy who's 39 years old who's going to be in the Vezina conversation. Like, that is a hell of a feat. Hell of a feat. And he's not carrying the team on his shoulders, but he's really given us a chance to win a lot of hockey games that we might have normally lost.
Yeah.
And the fire that burns in this man, and the competitiveness, like, you see how he celebrates wins, and the fact that he's contributing and backstopping us so well and keeping us in games. Like, there's a lot of games that could have, that one save that we needed, he's been making it. That's kept the game on the rails and given us a chance. So this guy is a warrior.
Yeah.
And he has got some gas in the tank, and it's going to be awesome to watch. Let's just hope we can defend and play well in front of him, because I think he's going to be there for us.
Jay, I'm going to propose this question to you now. I don't want you to answer it. We're going to put it on the burner till next show. So I want everyone to tune in for the next pregame show, because I want you to bring your answers for this. And Jay, I want you to think about this and bring your answer for next show.
Okay.
If you're giving me the Oilers' top 3 team MVPs outside of the exception of Connor McDavid. So not including Connor McDavid, because he's on another planet. If you're giving me 1, 2, 3, the 3 MVPs for the Edmonton Oilers this year, the next show, that's going to be one of our headlines. So I want you to think about that.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about how much value a guy like Leon Draisaitl, Mike Smith, Darnell Nurse, Tyson Barrie, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Adam Larson. Tyson Barrie's in that conversation.
Well, spoiler alert, Mike Smith's going to be one of them.
Yeah, Mike Smith will likely be in everyone's top 3. So let us know. Next show, don't say it yet, next show, tune in. We're going to do our top 3 Oilers MVPs outside of Connor McDavid. Chris says, Holloway signs in Bakersfield. How do you think he finishes the season down there?
I'm excited for him.
I'm excited. It'll be a bit of a transition, but also not a bit of a transition, because that's the thing of guys going from NCAA to the AHL, is it's less of a step than going from the dub to the AHL. Because when you're going from the dub to the AHL, that's playing with 20 and unders. Now you're playing with 20s and overs.
Well, like, the NCAA is a stingy league, right?
And there's a lot of old guys in it.
A lot of old guys. It's tough to score. So, like, that's pro hockey. So, I can see it being less a step. I'm excited. He's got, I think, 3 regular season games he can play with Baco, and then whatever they do for the playoffs. So I bet you he scores in one of his 3 games.
Likely.
I bet you'll be buzzing around. He's gonna. Is he a center?
He's a center.
He's a center.
Yep.
So he'll take over McLeod's spot. They should give him that. They should give him that opportunity.
Probably get on the power play.
Get on the power play.
Yep.
So I'm very excited to find out. So make sure to make bet those Oily Boy parlays.
Okay, a couple more questions here, and then we'll wrap up the show. Mark Cheney says, who is in line on the left side of the defense for playoffs, Rusty or Jones? Who you starting in game 1? Both players are healthy. Rusty or Jones in the third pair? Rusty?
Veteran.
Yep.
Veteran, and will eat the puck. Eat the puck.
Okay, one more.
Heart of the line.
Lots of good questions coming in.
I love it.
Let's get to a couple more here, and then we'll wrap it up.
No.
Chris says, if it's Oilers versus Jets, do you think they could sweep the Jets with how they're playing? So what's the series go to? Oilers-Jets round 1.
Could they sweep it? Oh, yeah. Jets aren't playing that good. There's some turmoil there. Oilers are buzzing. So it could be a sweep. But, like, you got to respect the other team. I'm saying it's probably a 5 or 6 game series, which is a pretty vague answer.
Yep. Michael says, love me some Schmitty double fist pump. Okay, we're going to get to 2 more questions here. Tim says, the North is also not that different with goals per game than the other divisions. Nils says, how many points would McDavid finish scored if it was the Pacific Division in an 82-game season? He says 435. Man, McDavid's going to tune up the North Division next season.
Oh, this company keeps calling me.
You should answer it.
I think I'm a reference for someone, and I think that's what it is.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, just say the number, and then we're going to jump to Sean for the last
5.
question. 5 points.
Oh, I don't know.
What? How
many just say the number.
No, how many points would McDavid have in an 82-game season against the North Division next year?
Against the North Division?
Pacific Division. Regular divisions.
Oh, jeez.
So the crappy California swing with the terrible Kings, Sharks, and... Oh my God, is that the same company?
No, phone's buzzing right now. People want to know
how many points. Alive.
163 points.
Final question of the night. With 1 point tonight, the Habs will clinch a playoff spot and officially knock out the Flames. Jay.
It would be poetic for them to clinch the playoffs with a Bettman point.
I was just going to say, this is Sean's question. Would you rather crush the Habs or win an OT to eliminate the Flames? So do you want to give Habs the Bettman point and win an OT on a Connor McDavid bar down feed from Leon Draisaitl, or would you rather slaughter them?
There's a lot of enjoyment there. Yeah, I like that. I like that one. There's a lot of that one really hits you in the feels.
Yeah. Because what's your answer?
Yeah, the overtime win.
Oh, the overtime win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because then it's like you get the best of both worlds.
I'd want Ryan McLeod to score the overtime winner to put Calgary out.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
And I bet the Oilers money line, so I'm good.
Did you freaking see Daryl Sutter last night with the question from Eric Francis?
Yeah.
Did you hear what he muttered under his breath?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to see us lose.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was so funny. Daryl Sutter's such a beauty. I love Daryl Sutter.
He's such, yeah, he's so interesting. Like, that question was just initially positioned so badly.
It made no sense when
It
he
made
first
no
said
sense.
it. As an Alberta boy, Daryl's like, what? What are you saying?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
It was good.
All right, enjoy the game tonight. It's a 5 o'clock puck drop. Oilers versus Habs. They're playing out in Quebec. I'll be watching the game. Jay will be watching the game. Wednesday, it's a 3:30?
Yeah.
Or 3?
Yeah, 3:30.
3:30, something like that. So
Yeah,
I
it'll
imagine
be a lunchtime episode.
of the Deuce Vodka pregame show. So tune in, and we're also going to touch on our 3 Oilers MVPs for the season. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm sure it'll be a heated conversation as to why, well, you guys are going to want to know why Tyson Barrie made both of our top 3s. So tune in for that. We'll see you on Wednesday. Enjoy the game tonight. Bet responsibly.